So we are here for minor league baseball scores for April 7th, 2026 for AAA, AA, Single A, and High A. So let's go talk about games. So we have in the free game of the day, Toledo defeated St. Paul 1-0. Louisville 8-0 win over Indianapolis. A shot win for Louisville over Indianapolis. Only giving up one hit. Come in a no-hitter, almost a no-hitter. Columbus in a high-score game with Worcester, 14-10 victory. Memphis come off their first loss in the last series. They get a 9-4 win over Charlotte. Start this series 1-0. Gwinnett defeats Nashville, 4-1. Jacksonville 6-2 over Norfolk. Rochester 10-8 over Lehigh Valley. Oklahoma City survives over Round Rock 4-3. Omaha dominates Iowa 8-1. Tacoma 1-0 shutout over Sugarland. El Paso falls Albuquerque 8-4. Reno 9-4 over Salt Lake. Las Vegas falls to Sacramento 5-3. And Syracuse and Buffalo are postponing that game due to snow in the Buffalo, so they can clear this, and they'll eventually be able to clear the snow off the field, or maybe push it off the field, maybe push it to like the sides of the field, so maybe like the fallow ground areas, they'll push the snow, that way. They'll find, get somehow, or maybe a melt by then, who knows. But either way, Buffalo does get a lot of like effect snow, so that is a little tough though. But either way, it is a makeup on April 8th, Wednesday, April 8th, and then due to the cold weather in Scranton Wilkes-Barre in the New Year in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Their game against Durham, North Carolina, will be postponed. And cold is like 30s, probably 20s. I'm not trying to play baseball again. I'm not trying to get balls. No. Like, it can't, like, it just doesn't work the same way. I mean, you can do it. But it's like if you get frostbite or, what else was I gonna say? Like the balls, if there's cold and the balls just don't bounce right, just not at the same. So that's a Friday makeup. And we have game one of the series between Syracuse and Buffalo that's supposed to start 12:35 Eastern time. And then game 2 will be immediately after that. Probably, I would say 3:05 at the earliest if it's 2 hours, the first game. But probably maybe 3:35, I would say somewhere between there. There's a lot of early games, so, all over the country. There's a good bit of them at times. Because they have education day games. Or they just have early start times just to get, more eyes on minor league baseball, Say, when they're saying no major league baseball, when, very little major league. And minor league, people will tune in that, instead. So. So. Then we have in AA baseball, New Hampshire defeated Portland 12-7. Harrisburg down in a high-scoring game. They defeat Akron 13-12. Both were undefeated going this in 10, but Harrisburg wins in 10 innings. Chesapeake defeats Erie, despite having 2 hits only. So some walk to by pitches, and then air by Erie, and then State wins 4-1. Hartford defeats Reed 3-1. Knoxville 14-6 over Roxy. Montgomery 5-4 Columbus. Columbus still winless at 1-4. Montgomery is undefeated at 3-0. Richmond 3-2 over Altoona. Arkansas gets their first of the season over Wichita 4-2. Springfield still stays unbeaten with an 5 win over Tulsa. Frisco 9-1 domination Midland in the battle and two undefeated teams. Biloxi 8-2 over Pensacola. Birmingham continues. They followed at Chattanooga 5-4. Chattanooga still win undefeated at 4-0. Corpus Christi 6-3 win over San Antonio. In Northwest Arkansas 14-2 blowout over Amarillo. And then Somerset and Binghamton. And that's in New York, Binghamton. That's Binghamton, New York. So they're playing on the 8th. They're going to play a double header on the 8th. And that is game, and they were supposed to have the second, or it was moved up a little bit. This game was game 1-1, you know. And they originally is probably planning, I would say maybe for like a 7:05 Eastern, maybe 6:35, 6:45, I say, on Eastern time game, or maybe even like a 6:05 Eastern. So that is moved up to 4:15 for game 1. Game 2 is gonna be either 6:45 to 7:15 Eastern. So the make so that's that. To inclement, that's to inclement weather. There's a makeup. We got, for instance, 7-6 winner Frederick Kings. Greensboro in a low scoring game. Both teams just did not get a whole lot of action going. But Greensboro stays unbeaten. Of course, the 4-0 with a 1-0 win over Astro. Jersey Shore 5-1 over Brooklyn. Wilmington beats Hudson Valley in 11 innings. 8-6. Great Lakes 7-3 over West Michigan. Lansing 3-1 over Fort Wayne. Greenville 7-2 over Hub C. Lake County 6-2 over Dayton. Cedar Rapids 5-3 over Beloit. Wisconsin in the first game played for Quad C's first complete game is their series. In their last series, every single game was postponed. They were not able to play it, in their first series, so they end up not playing a single game against South Bend. In their series will be some games will be either canceled or made up later days they play, where they play next, So I'm trying to make some of them up. Now, because otherwise you have to play doubleheader on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So even if you didn't do it in the travel, they'd still be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So that's tough, Even so you have to play 3 doubleheaders, and that'd be 9 games. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe a little bit too much, but anyways, we Superior defeats South Bend 10-1, Rome 6-2 over Bowling Green, Hill Spokane 7-0 Hillsborough, Tri-C 17-2 over Everett, and Eugene defeats Vancouver 4-3. And then in single A baseball, we have Dundon and St. Lucie playing in the game. It was suspended in the top of the third. They have to finish 4.5 innings if the home team has the lead, which it would be like if the game was only played to 5 innings. St. Lucie would not have to bat on the bottom of the fifth if it was only went to 5 innings total. And it did not reach that 4.5 inning or 5 if St. Lucie still keeps the lead, or Dundon, has the lead after 5 total innings, and Dundon would win. And nope, they average number, so they're suspending it on the top of the third. They're going to continue it on April 8th. They're continuing that game from where it left off, the start of the third inning. And then we have Palm Beach 8-7 over Bradenton. Hickory 4-3 over Kannapolis. Fredericksburg 9-4 over Hillsea. Fort Myers defeats Jupiter 7-6 in Tings. Lakeland 6-5 over Daytona. And then Clearwater 4-1 over Tampa. Salem 10-2 over Wilson. Charleston 13-5 over Fayetteville. Augustus 10-7 over Marma. Myrtle Beach 5-1 over Columbia. San Jose 11-9 over Vizsla. Rancho Cucamonga dominates Elsinore 16-3. Ontario 4-1 over Inland Empire. In Stockton falls to Fresno 8-5. To Bradenton and St. Lucie. So at 4 p.m. is Eastern time. 4 p.m. Eastern time. The Dundon and St. Lucie game will be completed. You're going to complete the other 7 innings. So it's going to be about 2.5 hours of that game. They're going to, since it's suspended, they go to the full 9. In a suspended game, they go to the full 9 innings. They try not to have suspended games in minor league baseball. They try not to. However, it is hard not to have the suspended game every now and then. Even if they call it off, don't replay it. So, which I know Major League does that too, though. They don't try to finish the game, but if they can't do it at being tied or didn't reach the mark yet to call it off, then they won't call it off. And they have to play the rest of it. And then it says, then the game, the Dundon St. Lucie game is to be determined. That's because it's going to be 30 minutes after the conclusion of the suspended inning. And I'm assuming that they're going to have the second game go 7 innings. I'm assuming they will, because they're already playing 7 innings, and then they're going to play a 9-inning game. Yeah, so I'm assuming they're going to play a 7-inning game. If it was like an inning or 2, they might just go 9. But since it's 7 innings, I think they'll just go 7 innings. Even if they go 7 innings, it's going to start roughly about 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern time, somewhere in that frame. It's going to be maybe a good, 8:30, 9:30 time. I'd say somewhere in there when it's over. So it's going to be a really nice ballpark for them. But hey, what do you do? So